are here in the championship match. Again, the number 4 and number 7 seeds being able to make it here, showing that seeding not always matter to how you are playing in the matches. Deluxe Drew's crew is raiding you. Thank you, Drew, for the raid, popping in after their victorious match and coming in at just the right time as SGB gets a goal for Yeah No Problem right off the get-go. Being able to kick this one in past everybody takes just 16 seconds. Yeah No Problem, Squashy and SGB. And Goat in the water, Potentialata. I think I did that last time. I think that's where I'm going with this on. And Cheap Brunch and Go to the Water. It's not the first time I've cast them either. Absolutely fantastic squad. Love casting both of these teams. They are always have to put on a fantastic show here in this best of 7 for the championship. Squashy for a pinch there, unable to get it under that last. They're the first players, Cheap Brunch. Last player back, and go ahead and just pop it on down the back pass from SGB to Squashy. Now, one thing, if this is your first time seeing Yeah No Problem, one thing that apparently they tend to do quite often, I almost said always did, but it was not true last week, is their scoring. Oh, speaking of scoring, is Potentialata able to score here. Look at the angle. Look at that angle, nicely done, just right over the top of the last player, finding that far side, and tying up this game at 1 apiece. This is Season 0, Aqua. Season 1 registration is now open. The net is not for Potential. Saved out by Squashy. This is the championship week for Season 0. Season 1 will start in a few weeks. Potential taking another shot. It's going to be a little wide. SGB avoiding the bump. Squashy not able to connect with Cheap Brunch, but does get a nice little touch with that Dominus over the top. At least clear it out for the time being as SGB comes flying through, stealing that mid with Squashy, getting the bump, but it goes right into the play. Cheap Brunch still keeping possession. But Squashy just taking every single 50 regardless of his orientation with that ball. Refusing to give up on the play. Going to give up for a couple of seconds as he waits on the respawn from that demo as SGB gets it around the corner. Cheap Brunch. If it's not letting you register DM mod mail within the Discord, and a mod will get back with you as soon as they can and will help you figure out your problem. Potentialata able to send this one down into the corner. Does get the second touch. Makes it incredibly awkward for Squashy, but the long boy Dominus able to stay in front of that, even in reverse. Now trying to get that redirect. Does stay on target. Cheap Brunch is there for the save. You know, back to the point of this, your first time seeing Yeah No Problem. Their scores are seemingly always even with each other. There's one series I cast them where the furthest apart in any game those two was 50 points. The furthest apart. Is insane, the knack that they have of having similar scores on the scoreboard. Did not happen for them last week, but they're still able to pull out the victory against the number 1 seed. See how it plays out here against Goat in the Water, which it appears as I look up on screen that we are just having a little bit of a graphic glitch going on. It is not Aura and Ultra Ursa still. This is Yeah No Problem Goat in the Water, so we will get that fixed ASAP as Squashy gets a goal off a beauty of a dime from the corner. SGB, what a nice little bounce over the top of Cheap Brunch after getting it past Potentialata. And that puts Yeah No Problem up 2-1 here, coming down on the final minute. SGB Oh, gets dunked out by Potential Ada. Squashy does rush back in time, sends it over to that sidewall, pops up high. Nobody from Goat in the Water is attacking it immediately. It's SGB, throws it hard off that back wall. Nice read by Potential Ada to kick it into the corner. Make sure nobody follows up immediately for No Problem with the ball. Pinched all the way down. It's awkward for No Problem, and Cheap Brunch reads through the code, finds the little gap between Squashy and SGB, and ties up this game at 2 apiece. 45 seconds left to go. Potential Ada off the kickoff does send it down towards Squashy. Cheap Brunch up, not able to get the touch. Potential out of boost as this Squashy just has that one penny, trying to get over to SGB, but not enough pace. That's instead going to go right over to Potential Ada, who goes for the air dribble and carries it right over the top of SGB for the goal. Squashy, unfortunately for No Problem, just didn't have the boost, couldn't get the speed on the ball to send it all the way across. And that turned into a clean little pop and goal scored for Potential Ada and Goat in the Water. Cheap Brunch trying to get another one on the board, able to steal that corner boost. That shot going to be just a little bit high, goes crossbar down and out. Squashy with the 50. Final 10 seconds for No Problem to be able to tie this up. Cheap Brunch getting that mid boost, quickly turning around, and it's going to go off at the post. Doesn't do anything for the time being. Squashy gets it up for just a brief moment, but it does fall down to the ground. A Goat in the Water takes game number 1, 3-2. You look at the score, 10 shots to 4. Goat in the Water putting on a bunch of more offensive pressure, but again, I feel like, we had Old Horses, and now I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. It's about the efficiency. This very easily could have been a much different game for Goat in the Water. They had 10 shots, they had 3 goals, and 3 of them were saved. That's 4 shots. 4 of their shots are not accounted for. If just half of those go in, you're looking at a 5-2 game, and it looks like a dominating game. Now again, you still have to give credit. You cannot put all of the blame on the offensive Goat in the Water. And hey, there, our graphics are fixed. You cannot put all the blame of the efficiency on the offense of Goat in the Water. You have to put a lot of it on where the defense is for No Problem, getting in the way and causing Goat in the Water to feel like they need to be perfect. But 40%, 4 out of those 10 shots completely unaccounted for. If they're able to get those on point, force No Problem to play more defense and not just let it go off of the post, off of the crossbar, and utilize that as a third defender and potentially give themselves more opportunities, Goat in the Water with their offense could really start to run away with it. But Squashy, as is in game number 1, going to get the first goal. It's just zero hesitation. Cheap Brunch, I think he took off a little bit too awkward there, could not get up to the ball. And the nice cut will drop that one in for No Problem. They go with the fake kickoff here as well. Squashy over to SGB, since that one got some heat on it from the nose of that Pinnock. Just sends it a little too far, going for the bump. Squashy gets a flick, and the Dominus flick gets the pace on the ball to get it by the defender. Cheap Brunch trying to shadow this. Squashy not letting him get back. Great flick to be able to go up 2-0 now for No Problem. Potential sitting and waiting off the kickoff, gets the flick, playing the 50. It goes straight up, still in front of the box. Cheap Brunch keeping it down here for the time being. SGB can't get the touch. Another 50. Paul goes straight to the ceiling yet again. Goat in the Water. And a couple of 50s to keep this pressure going, but unable to get anything on net so far. Now we're going to go off of SGB towards the Goat in the Water side. G-Brunch getting it off the ceiling. Could be a breakaway here for potential Ada, and it will be indeed. Great play, staying nice and calm, realizing that both players for Yeah No Problem went into the net. Gets the catch, gets the additional tap by that last player. Squashy was rushing back. Yeah No Problem now up 2-1. Let's go in the water. Oh, Squashy! Oh, Squashy, that was mean. Oh, that was mean. Squashy going up. Looks like he's going to do a flip reset. Realize Cheap Brunch has already jumped. Was going high on that same side. And just matrix around the ball. Doesn't get the touch. Doesn't need it. And lets it go on in. What a nice little fake for Yeah No Problem to get their 2-goal lead back. That one, it's going to be a little high. SGB banging off his own back wall. Potential Ada almost getting gifted a goal from a 50 to the ceiling. Squashy. Ooh, SGB. Trying to secure it. Make sure you use the correct S word around here, ladies and gentlemen. It is not a goal steal. It is a goal secure, and always secure your teammates' goals. SGB not quite able to secure that one, but it did go on in for Squashy. Able to get his 4th goal. Now at 4-1, taking just 2 minutes. I'm not sure what Yeah No Problem has figured out here in game number 2, but make it 5. They have just turned on the Jets. SGB getting it over the top of potential Ada. Now up 5-1 with just over 2 minutes played in game number 2. Yeah, we talked about this in the last series when Aura went up 4-0. Yeah, do you want? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Thank you, SGB, for always securing your teammates' goals. But this touch by Squashy, what was that? Just the little doinkiest of doinks over the defender, kept it on point. SGB there for cleanup, able to secure that. Well, we were talking about this when Aura went up 4-0. Yeah, you want to go next. Yeah, odds are you're not coming back from a 4 or 5 goal deficit with half the game to play. The way that Yeah No Problem has really turned it on here in game number 2. But you can take this as a learning experience and figure out, what is Yeah No Problem doing? What is the difference between games 1 and 2? What did they change? And how can you counter that? How can you adapt that? And you may give up a few more goals, and that's fine. You just write this game off. You're still going to be tied up 1-1 in the series and have effectively a best of 5. But if you got these 2 invaluable minutes to figure out what do we need to do and what do we need to change to be able to not only stop their offense but score once again, as here's a nice goal from Goat in the water as that pass beautifully done. Pinching it by both members and teammate there. Well done. Great timing. Typically, especially in these 2v2 matches, you see that ball just scream on by with the pinch, and you know, just hold the phone. Just hold the phone right now on this game being over, as we got back-to-back goals. As that one, a little bit of a fortuitous bounce, but you know, I bet potentially is going to say that's all 100% calculated. Able to get that one in, and you blink, it's all of a sudden a 2-goal game. Squashy able to keep that one towards mid. Cheapron's going to be the first one to it. As SGB potentially Ada both up, going to 50 that, just keep it towards midfield. So Yeah No Problem. Low on boost. SGB able to do just enough to keep that one out. Still low on boost, just trying to play a 50 and buy some time. Go pick up that mid boost and does so. Ada not getting the flip reset, but getting enough of it at SGB. Goes flying on by. Squashy getting cleared this one down. Cheap Brunch in an awkward position, tries to get the doink, or at least the settle, to go up that back wall and carry it across. The ball just bounces right over his car. Squashy staying on top of it and able to get goal number 7 and wrestle that momentum back in their favor in a 4-goal game now. with 1:09 left. Potential trying to drop this one down to Cheap Brunch. Will be able to do so. That one going into the corner. But SGP there getting the half volley off of the corner. The pass from Squashy to SGP was on point, but Squashy was not. Squashy was on many points and in many pieces. Got it demoed as that one happened, and another demo happening, but will be saved. Squashy carrying this one, gets the flick, and it's Cheap Brunch on top of it, as both Squashy and SGP were way too close on this play. Momentum just not there. SGP caught between going for it and waiting for an additional touch, and Cheap Brunch not giving them that luxury, not allowing them to play as a team, just saying this is my shot right here, right now, and gets it back within 3. 3 in 30 seconds is not unheard of, especially in the 2v2 matches. So that clear out, SGP getting it all the way down, going to flick it just a little wide and gets demoed for his troubles, but did the work that was necessary. Get all the way down the pitch, killed a ton of time, 20 of the 30 seconds that were remaining at that point. Ball getting cleared around, and this will be a no problem victory, taking game number 2 and tying up this series at 1 apiece. Shots still in favor of Goat in the Water, but the defense really stepping up. Is no problem. 7 shots, 7 goals. You want to talk about efficiency? That, ladies and gentlemen, is efficient. 5 assists on those 7 goals. Meanwhile, Goat in the Water, they had 11 shots. 7 of them were saved, 4 of them went in. So fantastic efficiency as far as all shots are accounted for. But the defense was just really stepping up for no problem there in game number 2. And being able to get their offense really rolling. And it looked like the pace of play was just stepped up a little bit. They were able to get to the ball before Goat in the Water was expecting them and get those shots on point before the defender was able to be there. Hey, what's up, Uriah? How you doing tonight? So as we head into game number 3 to see how this plays out for the side of Goat in the Water, I think a lot of it is just a matter of getting to that ball a little bit faster, not allowing no problem that space that we saw in the second half of the game. Because after, it was 5-1, it was 6-1, ended up 7-4. Oh, what a save by Squashy. Talking about the defense stepping up. It was 6-1 and ended 7-4. So, at that point, when I was talking about what does Goat in the Water need to figure out? What do they need to do to stop the offense and get their offense going? It was a 3-1 goal differential for them in those final 2 minutes. And that's a great feeling, and taking that momentum here into game. Oh, the bump. Just a little high SGP. Looking like a Sam out there. Surface-to-air missile just taking out that goalie. Who has a higher winning percentage? No problem does. No problem is the 4 seed. Goat in the Water is the 7 seed, and they are playing for the championship. But they both finished 3-2. No problem just finished with 12-6, while Goat in the Water was 11-7. So, I mean, if you want to look at games, they're very, very similar, even though the seeds are a little different. But the game is looking a little different here, as this is the first game that Goat in the Water has been able to score the first goal of the game. Cheap Brunch with a great cut there. Being able to sneak that one by. Didn't have a ton of pace on it, but the placement was just perfect enough without the defenders to be there. Able to get their first goal. Potential going for the flick, gets that first touch, but a little bit too heavy-handed. Cheap Brunch had an open net. I don't think he knew he had an open net. I don't think he could believe he had an open net. Just sent it a little wide, as no problem getting a little bit too hypey out there. SGB going to be 50 by Cheap Brunch into the corner. Back up to SGB. Does get that redirect towards the net. Potential Ada The booming clear, sending it all the way back down as SGB attempting to get that half volley on the back wall. Can't get it, and this is the second time from this exact place that we have seen this angle from Potential 8. That's what might have been cheap runs, but regardless, same place, same angle, same result. Over the top of that last defender and on in for the goal. Cheap Brunch off the kickoff, trying to keep this one going. Gets the pass out to Potential Ada, and all of a sudden it's Goat in the Water has figured out their offense. 3-0, not even halfway through this game. See if they're able to continue this momentum. It's SGP winning that 50. That's going to be a little wide. He got demoed as well, couldn't get to it. Now Squashy setting up that ceiling double. Going to be taken off the back wall from Cheap Brunch. SGP keeping the play going. Does drop it in front of the net, but couldn't get the momentum to be able to get that extra touch. The demo comes through, but Squashy couldn't get it on point. The 51 by Potential Ada doesn't have any boost to be able to follow it up. Squashy just trying to keep it awkward for the time being. Gets a high pop onto the back wall. And looked like the bump on SGB as well, as we're in the same place. Dangerous position for No Problem. It's good in the water. Incredibly adept at that shot. Able to defend it this time around. SGB gets a bang off of his own corner. High pop. Potential completely out of boost. Has to go get that corner boost. The follow-up from SGB. Caroms all around the corner of the net. All the way out to Squashy. As Cheap Brunch somehow was able to find a way to get that one saved, but could not get the follow-up save from anyone in Goat in the Water, and Squashy picking up that goal. Gets No Problem on the scoreboard. It took them just over 2 minutes to score 6 goals in game number 2. It took them just over 3 minutes to get their first goal in game number 3. The adaptations and the plays by these teams are just insane. We're seeing out on the pitch, SGB. Shot's going to be just a little bit high. Cheap Brunch taking it down, looking for a transitional play, but without any boost in the tank. He got 33 now. With 33 boost in the tank, will be demoed. Sent on back. Squashy trying to keep this offensive pressure going. I was going to go hard off of the back wall and finds the angle. Squashy able to get this one in. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to get the power on that to get it over the top of the defender and find its way on in, but doing so expertly, and all of a sudden, No Problem. They're only down 1. 60 seconds left to go. SGB gonna come screaming in, picks up the demo. Cheap Brunch still on the attack though. SGB has come flying back on defense yet again. SGB out of boost, does get that nice mid spawn. Going for an air dribble down to Squashy. So just being a little bit too awkward with that first touch. Now Squashy sending this down to SGB. We'll go ahead and pick up that mid boost. SGB gets first, gets the second, and goes off of both. Go in the Water players as Cheap Brunch takes it off the top of the hood of SGB, booms it on down, but now a little bit of a 1v1 play. Potential going to the corner for the boost, able to get the save. Squashy couldn't get the dunk, just trying to keep this ball in play for the final 10 seconds here. Doing everything that he can to get the 50s, doesn't have any boost, has SGB out mid, has to play for the 50, goes hard off the corner, and the booming clear takes down the takes it all the way down. Goat in the Water, picking up the victory, now up 2-1 in the series. After those 3 quick goals, No Problem did claw back, get a couple of them back, but again, I think a lot of the series is just a matter of the quick starts. Who is able to get that fast start and really set the pace of play of the game? We've seen the adaptations. We've traded games back and forth. Goat in the Water taking games 1 and 3. And yeah, no problem taking game 2 and really showed an offensive clinic in that game 2, but then were really stifled for over the first half of the game. Yeah, you're right. I can get it to you if Cookies does it when I get a moment. So I'm interested to see what the play will be. Hey, Blue Sabres coming in. Stream just died. Lucky got some content in store for us. Absolutely. We have ourselves our third and final 2v2 championship match here with LOS Champs Season 0. But what that adaptation will be for these two teams, well, yeah, no problem. Continue as they were, and it looked like it was a lot of just speed and being able to get onto that ball incredibly quick. Let's see if that continues to matter here in game number 4. Haven't seen a ton of physicality. Haven't seen a few demos. But for the most part, it's just making sure that the opposition doesn't have the space to do what they want to. As once they have that, both teams incredibly adept on that offensive side. Thincheleta, low on boost, able to clear it out. Does pick up that mid boost. SGB getting that first touch. Doesn't have any more in the tank, but still throwing it off the back wall. Squashy sitting out towards mid. The little pop planned for some solo play. Not necessarily, yeah, no problems forte. They like to utilize one another. They have played together for a long period of time and do have plenty of experience. As Squashy going for the double. Just a little bit too high on that. Was going to be an incredible angle if he was able to find it with that dominance. Both teams will reset. 2 minutes played here. Nobody finding a goal just yet. A double commit coming out from Goat in the water. That ball not hitting the ceiling will buy him plenty of time as it just continues to sit there and float. Gravity not working in their favor as we have ourselves some wizardry. We got ourselves a pinball wizard. I play the music, but we get some DMCA strike there. So we're going to refrain from that, but what a shot. Just throw it off the defender. You can't get the angle. Find a defender and just absolutely fire it at his face. Just use those angles. Speaking of angles, how about a top cheddar Bardowski? How about it? Why not? Yeah, no problem.
And that's all you can say about that.
Yeah, no problem. Now up 2-0 here as we are quickly approaching halftime. After nearly a scoreless 2.5 minutes. Finding back-to-back goals. That's SGB. Gonna take that mid boost, go ahead and rotate on back, ball popping over the top of him, but Squashy in a real awkward position, doesn't get the strongest of touches, and Cheap Brunch taking him to Denny's with this goal. Absolutely attacking as soon as that mistouch happens. These teams will not sit back, will not let you make any sort of mistake without immediately punishing. Squashy gets the ball up, potential hitting. He's going to drop right back down in front of his face. I had a little minor panic there. Will be able to at least keep possession for the time being as SGB gets a flick. Thincheleta, high touch. That one's going to go hard off the back wall. Oh, it's not going to go off the back wall. I stand corrected. I was wrong. That's just a goal. Squashy gets it over the top, Thincheleta. Cheap Brunch unable to get back in time, and that got the arc on it. Able to find that one into the net, and yeah, no problem. Now up 2 yet again. Almost making it 3 as Cheap Brunch having to rush back and get that save at the last second. Squashy going to 50 that one in front of both players of of Goat in the water. I think had no problem in a tough predicament, but doing enough, buying time. Both players were able to get back, Goat in the Water having that opportunity. Just 150 going their way. It would have easily been a goal for them. Now the ball stuck in their half, trying to find a way out. This SGP! Oh, SGP! The ball was just sitting on the goal line, and without any boost, he couldn't get his car out of the way. It goes all the way across the front of the net. Now having another opportunity, going for the flick. Cheap Brunch there for the save. Goat in the Water having a little bit of miscommunication, but they do secure their corner boost. Squashy quick attack, not allowing anything to be set up. Now going for the double on that back wall. Going for the slice. Couldn't get far enough. Cheap Brunch can, though. Cheap Brunch. Got a little bump set and spike action here between the two players. Potential Ada setting him up, and Cheap Brunch spiking that one down right on the goal line. Making sure no one could get there for the save. And you want to talk about a kickoff that has a ton of implication in this game, potentially this series. Cheap Brunch trying to get this one down as SGB and Squashy are both rushing back. SGB able to clear it on down. Does get it to the back wall, picking up the demo, but did get an additional touch as well, clearing it all the way to the far corner. Buying time for the respawn to come through. Now Cheap Brunch putting this one on point. SGB there for the save. Squashy able to clear it out. Potential picking up the corner boost. Final seconds. Has to keep this one up. Does get the flick. That one's going to go off the corner. And at 50's down right in front of the net. And yeah, no problem. Able to keep that away. Again, not saying it wasn't dangerous, but I'm saying it was enough. 10 shots to 5. Yeah, no problem in favor of that. We talked about the defense. The defense has really stepped up for these two teams in different games. 5 saves for Goat in the Water on those 10 shots. You know, we saw the prior game that Yeah, no problem won. It was a lot of their saves as well. They had 7 shots, 7 goals, but they were able to save a ton of Goat in the Waters. Didn't have that defense really coming through in that one, but I think a lot of that comes to the fact that they're trying to get those challenges further out. They're trying to get them out towards midfield and not allow the shot to even happen in the first place. If that 50 doesn't go in their favor, they're struggling a little bit to get back for that save. But if Goat in the Water has turned up that pace of play, which they have, they're trying to get in Yeah, no problem's face. They need to go out and make sure those challenges are happening faster, and they're not just getting stuck in a rotation that they're not able to get to the ball regardless of what's going on. We are tied up here 2-2 in this series. The traded games back and forth so far, effectively a best of 3 at this point. Squashy taking that one all the way across. Going to get demoed. SGB, knowing that he has a teammate who's going to be respawning directly behind him. Just playing for the 50 and then playing for the demo. Squashy trying to get that extra touch over Cheap Brunch. Did get it on point and then stealing the corner boost. Getting bumped into it. That's going to put Goat in the Water in a real awkward position. Luckily for them, Cheap Brunch was able to secure his own corner boost. Squashy playing a little one-man game here in the corner. Now gets a pass out to SGB. Shot was on point. Squashy sends that one well high. That front flip on the Dominus just sent it to the moon, trying to get it away from the defender. Just couldn't quite get it on point. Yeah, no problem. Walk away empty-handed on what they probably feel should have been a goal. Should have had another one. That one goes off the top crossbar and across. Yeah, no problem. Having opportunities, just haven't quite been able to finish them off so far. That one's saved by Cheap Brunch. Now Potential having to pick one up. That Squashy was flying in on high. SGB throws this one on point. Potential there for the save. That buys SGB time to go steal that corner boost. Potential still had a ton in the tank, was able to just boost on by multiple people. We'll keep this play going as we are again heading towards overtime with 0 goals scored as another save comes through for Potential Ada. Again, getting the boost stolen out right in front of him. Ball will be pinched across as, yeah, no problem. Resetting with the boost and then continuing their attack. Continuing to throw it towards the net, as they already have 8 shots on net. Goat in the water, having none so far. It is 8 shots to 0. All of the pressure has been for Yeah No Problem, but they still have nothing to show for it. And you can have all the shots in the world, if you can't find the back of the net, it only takes 1 for the opposition. Yeah No Problem needs to be able to convert one of these to feel good about what they're doing in this game, as Goat in the Water are finding every single answer on the defensive side. SGB bobbing off the corner over to Squashy. That one's going to be high. Cheap Rush not able to get the touch, and SGB finally, for Yeah No Problem, on shot, what's that, 10? 12. Shot 12. That is the 12th shot registered by Rocket League for Yeah No Problem. Finally get a goal. They have not allowed a single shot by Goat on the Water. There's the first one. It took 3.5 minutes for Goat in the Water to be able to get their first shot. So Yeah No Problem continuing to apply the pressure, pick up multiple demos, steal multiple boosts, but you have to give props to this Goat in the Water squad. They refuse to give in. They are constantly keeping themselves in this game, and it takes 12 shots for Yeah No Problem to get their first goal. It takes Goat in the Water 2. Second shot on net, able to tie it up at 1 apiece. Goat in the Water tying it up with 1:08. Spent 4 minutes on defense. Spent just a couple seconds on offense, but it was enough. That pinch almost going in their favor as well. Squashy on the back wall, incredibly awkward. And Yeah No Problem. It looks like they have spent so much time on offense that they just forgot how to defense. It was an incredibly awkward touch. I'm not disputing that the ball wasn't quite on the wall. Was trying to go up and touch it before it ever dropped down. We had basically 3.5 minutes. No scoring. For all practical purposes. And in the last 45 seconds, we scored 4 goals. Because welcome to Yeah No Problem and Goat in the Water. That's, you know what? We're just going to roll with it. SGB trying to get this to Squashy, and does make it 5 goals in the last minute. SGB, what a pass. Probably could have had the shot. I think Potential Ada was expecting a shot to come through, and the momentum just carrying him a little bit too far. Squashy was there, able to redirect that in, and had no problem. After finally getting themselves a lead, seeing that lead dissipate in a matter of seconds, regain the lead in just a few seconds after that. I want to talk about volatility between these two teams. My goodness. SGB is going to throw this on the back. We'll go ahead and try it himself. Potential Ada able to be there and drop that one down. Make sure Squashy does not get a shot either. Potential Ada now gets the ball and gets the flick, and Cheap Crunch is just going to hammer this one home. Potential Ada, what a fortuitous bounce. Just gets it on top of his car, gets a beautiful flick, and Cheap Brunch wastes no time to send that one into the back of the net. Squashy not able to get that bump on Ada, trying for the shot. It's going to roll out. Cheap Brunch unable to get there. And we head to our first overtime game of the night. SGB going back, get the boost, playing the 50. Will go over to Squashy, getting him back over to SGB on that sidewall. Slow playing, just a little tap to himself, gets the additional 50. Squashy, ball gets stalled. That one's up to Potential Ada, has an open net and gets the shot on point. And GOAT in the water after spending 75% of the game on defense. Find a way to score enough offense to take the victory in overtime. 4-3. And again, you look at the scoreboard, 17 shots to 5. 17 shots to 5. But, you know, for No Problem, a lot of it just lies in that efficiency. 17 shots, 8 were saved, 3 went in. That is 6 shots that were unaccounted for. Meanwhile, the 5 shots from Goat in the Water, 1 was saved, the other 4 went in. Every shot is accounted for. It is all there. No Problem had a ton of opportunities. A lot was being saved, but they also threw a lot off of that back wall, off of the post, going post to post, and just not quite able to convert on all the pressure that they had been able to build upon, get all of those boost steals, get all those shots on point. Again, it was 12 shots to 0 when they got their first goal. Let's see if they're able to do it here again in this game. But as you know, the scoring of the offense was cranked up to 11 there in the final minute. Looks like it has carried on over here to game number 6. We're Goat in the Water. They are on championship points. Potential Ada going to send that one a little high off of that crossbar. It goes perfect placement for Cheap Brunch to be able to follow up, get that goal. It takes just 20 seconds for Goat in the Water to get their first goal. SGB over to Squashy. Cheap Brunch able to get the first and second touch as both SGB and Squashy committing on that. That's an open net, and Potential Ada converts it. 2-0 Goat in the Water. Now, I'm not in comms. I have no idea what is going on, but it looks like for No Problem, they appear to be just a little bit, I don't necessarily want to say frustrated, but a little bit over-eager to try and get these goals after they've had so much pressure and haven't been able to convert. They just feel like they need to see one go to the back of the net. They just pressing a little too hard to be able to get that goal, pressing a little bit too far forward, and Goat in the Water is just picking them apart for it. It's SGB. He throws himself a little great pass for that one, knows that was not the touch that he wanted. The shot comes through, and Goat in the Water, they are smelling blood in the water here, going to get a kickoff goal as well. 4 goals in 56 seconds. These two teams can score and can score in droves. And once they start, it is very difficult to stop them. Now, you're looking at the scoreboard, you're at 4-0. Championship. Go ahead, give it to Goat in the Water. We've seen No Problem do the exact same thing. This game is far from over. This series is far from over. But Goat in the Water is trying to convince all of us that it is over. Potential Ada just falling on that ball on top of Squashy, and Cheap Brunch with the worm burner, able to scoot that one by the defender. And 5-0 with 3:46 on the clock. No Problem. At this point, it's just about stem the bleeding. Just try to nullify that a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of offense. We'll see if they can't do that and start getting some of their own. But Cheap Brunch gets the dunk here. Over the top of the first. An awkward position for Squashy. Ends up just pinching right off the side of his Dominus and finds a way inside that near post. And with 90 seconds gone, we have had 6 goals. All of them go to the water. With 101 seconds gone, we have 7 goals. It is now 6-1, and that's what I'm talking about. It does not take, no problem, much time at all to score. And is this a Mount Everest? Yes. But is this the dangerous time if you have those 6 goals? 100%. Because no problem has nothing to lose. They have absolutely nothing to lose. And apparently, now I need to look up the big hill that's up in Brazil that they need to climb. Need to go to the Statue of Jesus because we got ourselves a Brazil here. Up top of Rio. We'll start it right here. Oh no! SGB not able to convert that. And Potential Ada has another open net, and oh my goodness. Just gonna do some quick math here. This is 9 goals in 2 minutes. We got another 3 minutes left to play. We're looking at over a 20-goal game. Yeah, it's just gonna happen. These two teams combined are going to score more than 20 goals this game. If this one goes... Oh my goodness, it just continues. Poor Squashy. I know what's wrong with him. He ain't got no gas in it. Oh, just didn't have the boost to be able to get that save, and he'll hook up. It is 9-1. Goat in the water. And they're going to have to change their name to Shark in the Water as soon as they smelled some blood. They have just absolutely popped off. SGB able to get that one to the far side. Will be turned away by Potential Ada to the back wall, and I'm not gonna lie, was fully expecting a goal to happen. The ball went up and down the pitch one time. One of these two teams has to score. That's just how this game is playing out. If the ball goes up and down the pitch, a goal is gonna happen. It does look like they have calmed down for the time being. That was off of Squashy and nearly went in. Ball's just not bouncing. No problems way. The SGB trying to get this one over to Squashy. Will be 50'd all the way down by Potential Ada. Squashy throwing it off of his own back wall to SGB, but it's cut off by Potential Ada. A little bit high on that shot. Goes to the corner, but Chief Brunch finds the gap in the defense. Squashy, I think he got Goomba'd. It's Carter doing some flips there, just not able to get back to it. And Goat in the water. As strong as an offense as No Problem has, not sure they're going to be able to make up 9 goals in 90 seconds. Not saying it's not mathematically possible, because it is. Just saying, I'm telling you, they got a chance. Washington able to throw this into the corner, trying to get back to it and get that additional touch out. SGB unable to do so. SGB gets it back, and Squashy with the great goal secure. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time joining, be sure to use the correct S word around here. That was not a goal steal, that was a goal secure. And always, always, always secure your goals. Now 10-2, Goat in the water up. No Problem needing a few kickoff goals here. This one not going in their favor, but do need to score quickly. Is that one going to be sent down by SGB? Squashy into the corner. Chief Brunch does get the first touch and the second over the top of SGB all the way back down to the final minute here of this game. Squashy getting it by Chief Brunch through the pinch. Brunch into the corner, out to Potential Ada. Great teamwork by the two of them. Potential Ada deciding against the demo. Doesn't want to put himself in a compromised situation. Instead goes back for the save. In reality, SGB puts him in that compromised situation. Able to get around Chief Brunch. It pops off ever so slightly off that wall. gets the goal. And again, you know, theoretically, it's possible to have 2 and 3 second goals. So there's still a chance. SGB taking this one downfield is going to be 50. Cheap Brunch heading on back, going to need to be able to pick up this save. Does send it to that far side. Final 20 seconds, and that will now mathematically eliminate. Yeah, no problem. After this offensive flurry, this offensive juggernaut, nice save there from Squashy, coming out from Goat in the Water here in game number 6. They coming through as the number 7 seed, take the 2v2 East Tier 3 LOS Champs Season 0 Championship. Congratulations to Goat in the Water, and absolute GG's to both of these teams. Yeah, no problem. Again, the 4 seed taking down that number 1 seed in 7 games. Being able to come back to come back, and you know, back and forth action between these two teams this entire series. Goat in the Water, that offensive onslaught, it's just an absolute onslaught that they put on there in game number 6, capping that one off and taking the championship. Congratulations to them. Goat in the Water, yeah, no problem. Absolutely nothing to hang their heads on. They are able to walk away with the 2nd place. A little bittersweet, not what they were hoping for, but still putting on one hell of a show week after week, and unfortunately just running into the juggernaut Goat in the Water. Speaking of, we have Cheap Brunch here with us on that victorious Goat in the Water and LOS Champs Season 0 Championship. The victors, the number 1 in 2v2 East Tier 3. How does it feel?
It feels really, really good. Me and Potentialata and our 3rd strategist that we normally do 3s with, we did IGL for a whole bunch of seasons, and I think the closest we ever got to the top was 3rd, I think, maybe. So after all this time, it feels really good. Just a bunch of old dudes. I'm 35, Potentialata's 37, and just playing when we can. And like I said, my daughter came in at one point to talk to me. She got spooked because I was popping off at a goal, but yeah, no, it was just, it's really fun. I'm so glad that this kind of thing is back. We were missing that season in between and all that when we weren't able to do any of this. So to get back up on the horse here, it feels really nice. That especially, just to be able to play. And I don't know where anything with Game 6 came from, because I felt they were absolutely just stomping us, and most of them we got pretty lucky just to get wins, it felt like. So
yeah, well, and that's what I was going to, it felt like it was back and forth the entire time. Yeah, and you even there, I believe it was game 3, where they had 7 goals on 7 shots. The defense really wasn't working for y'all. And for the record, you can blame the old man reaction time. I feel you. I'm 33. I got 2 kids down the hall myself. So
yeah,
we're all in this together.
Yeah.
But you know, from that point, your guys' defense really stepped up, and yes, at Game 6, we're going to call that anomaly because you guys just absolutely popped off. But beyond that, what was that change in the defense? What were you reading on them to be able to continue to keep yourself in it?
I don't know. We watched out for kickoffs more, that's for sure. Because I felt like anything after a kickoff was really sloppy. They didn't get very many just like things where you're like, oh, they got lucky off that kickoff. Their formations and stuff of what they do after the initial hit was really good and kept throwing us off. So I think that adjustment helped a lot. And then, I don't know, just communicating better. We got after each other a little bit, just to be like, because, so Potential is my older brother, and so my brother was, he was just being like, oh shoot, instead of saying anything like, oh, I don't have boost. And then I was following him too close. So just that communication in between games really helped, and saying, oh, they're going for this, they're going for that. So yeah, No, all that just really helped. Just the communication was the big thing, though.
So sibling communication breaking down, and we're all surprised by that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, again, congratulations on that victory. You still, unlike Cookies, have now taken a championship. He never got one in IGL, and IGL either. I might have been a part of stopping that.
Oh no!
But you now have your first championship. Again, congratulations. Looking forward to seeing y'all hopefully in season 1 coming up as well. But I mean, before you go, the floor is yours. Any shout outs you want to give?
Well, I doubt any of them are watching. My wife's at work, but shout outs to her. She always, I mean, she knows nothing about video games or Rocket League in general, but she's always interested in hearing about how I did in these things. So shout out to her. Shout out to Potential Lot, my teammate, and then to Stratus, who is always our third and our good friend, and it's always helpful just to have him around. And we're looking forward to doing threes with him next season. So yeah, shout outs to the league as well. Seriously, so excited that this type of thing is coming back. It gives me a reason to look forward to get out of work at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, we appreciate it. Glad to hear it, and we will look forward again. Get yourself on the mainstream. We'll continue to give you crap. And now that I know a little bit of backstory, believe me, as another old fart here around, I'll be sure to give you some crap. So again, congratulations on the victory, and looking forward to see y'all next season.
All right, thank you so much.
That, again, was Cheap Brunch on the victorious Goat in the Water. They're able to win this championship, 2v2 East Tier 3, 4-2 over Yeah No Problem. Unfortunately for us, that does end our time together here tonight. We're going to have 3 more matches already scheduled on Thursday. That is going to happen at 8, 9, and 10 o'clock Eastern. I believe Fizzy is going to be filling in for Tankert on Thursday, as Tank is going to be out with RLCS on vacation. But be sure to tune in for those games. Until then, everybody, stick on around. We are going to head over to Pyro. Going to give him some love. But we will see y'all back here Thursday. Until then, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your night and a beautiful week. Most importantly, take care of yourselves. We'll see you on the flip side.